Could you guys give a quick explanation as to how someone could get involved in the early stages of activism, be it politically or environmentally or human rights, anything like that? Because most of us here, I believe, if you ask us, do we want change? Do we have any opinions against what's currently established? Most of us would say, yeah, we do have it. But when you say, well, why don't you do something about it? Most people say, I don't know where to start. So could I have a few examples of, in a more abstract sense, and if it's possible, could I know perhaps what were your first steps? Not like maybe you guys said you guys didn't start politically, so what were your first steps into activism, which then accumulated into, like Rafizi said, actually having a face-to-face discussion with someone like at the top of the Malaysian political scene like Anwar. So how do you start from the bottom and work, what was the key things that kept you guys going to where you are now?
The last question is, well, how do you start? Actually, it's not very easy, you're right. It's easier to start with NGO. It's easier to start with NGO. Because NGO tends to be smaller, they tend to be more focused, and therefore they tend to be less hierarchical. And people who go to a certain NGO because they subscribe to the struggle and approach and branding of a certain NGO. So if you are not so political but you want to get involved, my advice is it's always better to attach yourself with some kind of NGO. If you are human rights advocates, you may want to go to Swaram. If you, for example, likes to go skulking around, investigating people, doing all this whistleblowing, you can come to my NGO. We have that. The past 2 or 3 exposés it's youth like you, the 19-year-old, the 20-year-old, whom I send to go and take photos and to menyamar, undercover. Because you are nondescript, people won't suspect you. If I go there standing with the camera, people know something is wrong. But if I send you, and a lot of the people we send to take photos and to observe who comes in and who comes out, they are young people, 19, 20-year-olds. So there's always that opportunity. If you are that type of person, Inspector Gadget type of thing, you can come. There's, but then again, if you are looking at politics, if you want to join politics, there are 2 ways that I can think of. Of course, you can go and join and register yourself at the local branch of a particular political party that you're interested in. That's the first step. Everyone should do that. But there's always the weakness on the part of political parties that because we lack resources to go through every single one of the application, we don't have the time to sometimes devote our attention to you, and you feel let down. You feel that here you come with your spirit and fire in your belly, and after 2 months nobody even give a call to you. That always happens in political party. So that's why my advice, if you feel that you really want to push for it, you want to learn, find yourself a local political leader, whether your MP, your ADUN, your councillor, you go and attach yourself with them. And you see, one thing about being a politician is that you know how difficult it is to get people. Not many people wants to come on board to help you. Having one guy to knock your door and say, I'm here to volunteer to help you, I bet you he will give you whatever you want. Yeah, even if you ask for 100 ringgit there, he will give you 100 ringgit. Good job. Because it doesn't happen every day. People, it's very difficult to convince people and say, look, come on board, help, do something, and, let's go and campaign together. It's not easy. So my advice, your first step, which is perhaps a better way of doing it, is go and knock the door. Knock the door and say, I'm 19-year-old, I'm very interested, what can I do? Where do you want me to start? And I'm sure he or she will find a way to assign you to some task. And from there, you will get to know the team. If you attach yourself with YBLE, you would know the local leader in YBLE's constituency. And you start knowing all these other activists as well in the constituency, and it gets fun from there on. So I think you should register yourself, either online or by form, but don't just wait for people to call you. Take the initiative, knock the door, email, or even tweet. For example, I respond to tweets more than emails or anything else. If you tweet, you will definitely get a reply. So if you say, can I do an intern? I say, sure, definitely, you know. So, you know, follow tweets and communicate, knock their doors, take the initiative. And I think after that, then you would be able to join the team, and from there you know how politics work and how to make a difference. Thank you very much.